Hello guys, TavHD here and welcome back to another video, and today we will be doing an unboxing of the Antec P101 Silent ATX PC case, and this is the Silent Guardian, whatever they mean by that, I'm not exactly sure. Now this box is absolutely massive. My tripod is pretty much as high as it will go, but I'm going to have to make it go higher in a minute so we can look inside the box, but I won't bother taking you around the box, it's too big and there's not really that much that I need to show. It's basically all just information like the form factor and the materials that it's made out of and all of the expansion slots. So now we've got that out of the way, let's take a look inside this box. And what I am going to do is just put the box flat on the desk and then slide the case out, and there's physically not enough room in this room for me to film that process, so once I've got this out of the box I will come back. Okay, so I've got that box out of the way. It was actually easier than I thought it would be, but still not completely easy. And at the bottom of the box was this. Now this piece of paper just tells us what the case is, and then it has all of the awards that this case has got in lots of different countries, so that's quite good if you ask me. So now what we're going to do is just take off all of this. That's one bit already done, and this is actually the case stuck the right way up now. So here is the front, but of course I've got to take the plastic off and that other piece of polystyrene, so I'll do that now. Alright, here we go. I've finally got it out of all of its packaging, and here it is. And I just wanted to say that this thing is extremely heavy. It's heavier than my custom gaming PC, and that's an Be Quiet Pure Base 500, and that's a full computer with an AIO in it as well. This is an empty case, and this weighs an absolute ton. I believe it's about 10 kilograms. The entire package was 13, but of course all that packaging is probably quite a bit too. So here it is, and just looking at it initially, just this door and how good that feels, and just looking at the quality, this does seem to me like it's already worth the money. This was £85 I believe. I got it off Amazon. I was going to get it at Scam because initially it was cheaper, but with delivery that came to about £20 more than this one with free delivery from Amazon. So now I've got it out, let's take a closer look at some parts of it. So here on the top of the case we've got the power button. There's a reset as well there. It looks like maybe a hard drive indicator light as well. This is where we can control our fan speed, so we can have fast, off and low. It came on off, I'll leave it as off for now. Then we've got audio in and out, then we've got two USB 2s and then two USB 3s. And if we look, there's a white surround around these USB ports, and that's because they glow up, they light up white to make it easy for us to see what we're plugging in, maybe in a dark environment. So that is great attention to detail that Antec has put in here. With the door open to this case, it's worth mentioning that there is some soundproofing material on the inside. Of course, this is meant to be the Silent Guardian, so I'm expecting a lot of sound dampening material in here. But we've got a 5¼ inch bay up here, so we can put in a DVD drive, for example. Then here is our dust filter, and we can remove that, and that shows our three 140mm fans, and there's also one of these in the back as well. I'm hoping that these will be quite quiet. So now what we're going to do is take a look inside. Now I've taken the thumb screws off the back. Unfortunately they're not capped, so there is a risk of losing them, but we can't have everything. Since they've put so much attention into other parts, I don't blame them for this. So let's slide this. Alright, so it doesn't actually slide, it's held on onto the case by some little bits here. I'm going to try that again just to see if I can work out exactly how this works. Okay, so there's no sliding that has to be done. You kind of just pull and it detaches, which is an interesting way of doing it. I'm not sure how I really feel about that right now. It seems like sliding would be easier, but maybe only time will tell. And on the inside of this panel we've got sound dampening material as well. Now of course there is no glass side panel with this, which is kind of a shame, but then again it's not really necessary. But since they've put so much attention to detail inside here with the PSU cover and the white motherboard tray and alternating colours for the expansion brackets, it looks as if they were going to give this maybe a glass side and then decided not to for some reason. So that is a little bit strange, but yeah, it definitely looks good in here. So the main reason I bought this is because of how many hard drives we can put in. So we can put in 8 3.5-inch drives, and of course 8 5.25 in the top. There is room for 2 SSDs on the back tray, and SSDs can also be put into these, which are very easily removable, just like that. And these whole sections are actually removable as well, so if you don't need so much room for hard drives and you've got a longer graphics card, you can actually take out these cages if you don't need them. Now, I don't actually need all these cages yet, I only need one of them because I only have 2 drives right now, but as I expand my setup I will need more of these, so it's great to see that there is upgrade options with this case. Now I've just noticed that in the bottom drive bay here, if I take that out, there's a little Antec box in here, as you can see. So I'm assuming that our case accessories are going to be in here, and this is actually quite well secured in here actually. There we go, here's our box, and now let's take a look inside there. Right, so here is the little box. I'm going to open this up now. It sounds like we've got screws in here and things like that. I'm just going to tip it all out. And it looks like we have the manual here in case we need that. So we've got screws and what appears to be some adhesive things. I'm not really sure what they're for, but I'm sure I will work that out at some point. And we also get a couple of zip ties, which is a nice thing to include. Okay, so I've just taken the other side panel off. That was mounted in the same way, and that also has sound dampening material on it, just because I wanted to see what the back of here looks like. And this is where we can mount our SSDs, and there's also all the cables that we are going to need. So there's USB 3 for the front, HD audio, USB 2, and of course all our front panel connectors. Now there's some Molex things here as well. I'm assuming this is to power the fans because they are on some sort of controller, it looks like. And I'm assuming that there will also be some power for the lighting up USB as well. But this all seems fairly nicely managed, so if they've managed to make it look like this from the factory, I'm sure that we should be able to do a good job of cable managing in here once I've got all my components in. Now before I end this video, because this is just a quick look, I wanted to just look at the way that the power supply mounts. It looks like it has an external mount, so you mount this metal thing, you detach it and you mount this to your power supply, then you screw them both in as one unit. I've actually not had a case that does it like that before, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And of course at the top up here we also have another of those 140mm fans. Now that really is everything I wanted to look at in this video. This was just a quick look at the case. The reason I've bought this will become apparent very soon in another one of my videos. But I think for now that is everything, so thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.